Our first season with the Golden State Warriors is officially over. So now we are going to be heading into the off season as we had to deal with the press about that disappointing playoff exit, and I had to put the blame on the coaching staff because I felt they did not make the right adjustments for us to win. So now we just simulate through the playoffs, and some surprises here and there, especially with the Thunder being upset in the first round. So the finals goes down to the Heat and the Clippers, and somehow the Heat, coming back down from 3-1, beat the LA Clippers, forcing a Game 7, and they are now the NBA champions. So they did pull off a three-peat. So that's a really big feat for the Heat right there. So congrats to them, and hopefully we will see what happens next year. And now we get the finals MVP, of course. Who else would it be? LeBron James. Player retirements, nothing really too surprising. Steve Nash probably one of the significant of all those players, and of course he would be the one to induct to Hall of Fame. And then you look at the lottery odds, we don't really have the best chance. We have the worst chance out of the lottery teams to get the #1 pick. The Suns had the best chance, but eventually it was the Jazz who get the #1 pick of the draft. And then now, since both our head coach and our assistant coach are pretty upset, we're gonna decide to replace them, and we decide to get Jeff Hornacek as our new head coach. Eric Spoelstra was another option, which was a surprise to me. I didn't think he was going to be, but we decided to settle on Jeff Hornacek to settle in the new regime of the Warriors, and we agreed to a 3-year deal with him, as I think he's a pretty decent coach when he was on the Suns. And take a look at the assistant coaches. It kind of got me laughing a little bit because there are some former players here that we could have signed. But we eventually went with Marcus Camby, as I felt he would help us on the defensive assignment for us, coaching-wise. So now we got all our coaching staff figured out. The team options, of course, we're going to keep Klay Thompson, no doubt about it. Azili, thought about it, but I'd eventually decide to keep him. And here are the free agents, or here's who declined and accepted their options. And you see the big main ones: LeBron James, Carmelo, Wade. So those are the big names, and here are all the free agents, just to let you guys take a look. And qualifying offers, the owner said that he did not want us to keep Jamal Crawford, or Jordan Crawford rather, because he was upset. So we decided not to offer him anything, as well as Maurice Spates, just to save up money. And then here are our free agents. We decided to keep Andrew Bogut. I was on the fence about that, but eventually I did decide to see if, give him a talk, or had a conversation with him to see if we can get agreed to a contract. He wanted a 4-year, $28.27 million deal. Yeah, so I had to think about that, and I tried to lower it a little bit because I thought it was that was a bit too much because he is getting a bit older. But so we gave him a counter offer, and he'll take into consideration. The next free agent we wanted to deal with was Deshaun Stevenson. We picked him up in the middle of the season last year, and I thought he did a really decent job for us. So I decided to re-sign him, and he didn't really ask for too much anyway. So of course I didn't mind that. $920K, who would not mind that? And then now our new head coach actually asked us to draft Julius Randle. I cannot make any promises about that because 1, we only have the number 14th pick in the first round, and 2, we don't really need a power forward. So let's head to the draft. Ooh, interesting first pick. All right. It's odd how they only say Andrew Wiggins' name, but they don't say, he doesn't say the name for any of their prospects. See, coach? See? I told you we couldn't get him. Ah, I kind of want Jabari Parker. Ah, no, we were 2 picks away from him. Dang. Hey, I really wanted Joel Embiid. I thought we didn't have to trade up for him to get him. I thought he was going to land in the 14th slot for us, but eventually he got picked by the Cavs at number 12. So the next best option, I didn't really see anybody that could fill position-wise, so we went with the best available guy, which was Dante Exum. We're most likely not going to keep him. And as we did do another trade, this time with the Spurs, to move up in the first round, see if we can get another prospect. And I was looking at Isaiah Austin. I know he had I know he had some kind of condition that kind of affected him to not be able to play in the NBA. So I thought, why not give him a second chance? And have you seen his height for a small power forward / small forward? 7 foot, 250 pounds, just 215 pounds. So he's a really skinny guy, so he'll be able to move quick. That's a crazy freakish athlete. And you can see at the ratings of all the rookies, I guess that Dante Exum pick was actually a pretty good pick from us because he was the last remaining prospect that was 70 or higher, but most likely we're going to trade him. As you can see, Deshaun Stevenson accepted our offer. And so here it is, free agency day 1. We know we couldn't go after the big names because of salary cap. I think our salary cap was like around 10 million or something like that. But yeah, so we tried to go after some people. Andrew Bynum, he was one of the best centers, but we couldn't get a deal for him, so struck out. Michael Beasley, we struck out as well, couldn't agree. Caron Butler, we even struck out. So I thought at this point it was going to be tough to get free agents, so we went back to Andrew Bogut, see if we can work things out. And since we're so familiar with each other, and the next guy we went with Vince Carter. Vince Sanity, could he come to the Bay and help us out on the bench? We were gonna promise him a 6-man role, and both Bogut and Carter did eventually agree to our offers. So they're both gonna be Golden State Warriors. The next guy we targeted was Shane Battier, and he accepted our offer as well. So now our bench is starting to round up now with key veteran players that will probably help us during playoff time, and it'll definitely come into play. And now we had to meet with our owner to discuss some stuff, as what his main goal was to keep our free agents. I said might accomplish only because I actually didn't know who our free agents coming up this year were. I think Clay and Kevin Love were, but I kind of didn't know at the time. And he also wants to sell out 23 home games. I was like, of course we can do that. I mean, I think we sold out pretty much all our home games last year, so that was no big deal. Chemistry was never a big deal for us last year, so that's easily attainable as well. And anything to keep this owner happy, because right now he was unsatisfied from last year's disappointment. But hey, it's a new season, so hope the fan interest is up as well. So hopefully this will be new beginnings right here. And I still did want to try to target Joel Embiid. That was the main goal heading into the draft. Hopefully he was able to slip, but he did get picked up by the Cavs. So that's why we drafted Dante Exum as trade bait. Unfortunately, the offers did not go well, so we had to go with plan B. There's always a plan B, guys. And plan B is Nerlens Noel. So we try to work out a deal with the Sixers. Eventually, they were kind of stagnant on the offers that we were giving them, but we'll use our pump-up player pitch to convince them. And we've been really dealing with the Sixers the past 2 seasons. I feel like we've been just trying to... I think we've just been using the Sixers, to be honest. But hey, they get a really good player in Dr. Exum, and they get a veteran center in Bogut. So Exum and MCW, Michael Carter Williams, is going to be a crazy backcourt. And then one last free agent that we wanted to pick up at the end was Stephen Curry's brother, Seth Curry. Seth did want to ask for a little bit for just being a young second-year pro or whatever. So, but we eventually worked out a deal, and now we have both Curry brothers and the Splash brothers at Golden State. And then we took a look at the free roster to see who landed and what. And look at this, LeBron James went to the Clippers. The Clippers, really? And he only signed he just signed a 3-year deal. A $3 million deal for 4 years each year. That is crazy. Was like a 3-year, $10 million deal with a player option? My gosh. That is crazy. And Carmelo went to the Utah Jazz? Wow, why would he go there? Man, this second season's like really messed up. I think everyone's just like, everyone's just going crazy now. At least his contract makes sense though. But look at this Golden State Warriors roster that's going to be for Season 2. It's going to be crazy. This roster has really improved, and I cannot wait to play the home opener. We got Nerlens Noel, most of our starters back, and our bench, I think, has improved. So get ready for Season 2, guys. It's going to be crazy.